what is a Kanban and what are the instances where Kanbans are used in manufacturing companies? Kanban is one of the most talked about tool in lean manufacturing, and in this video, I'm going to talk about where Kanbans can be used. Come, let's get started. Hi there, this is Anant, your trusted lean manufacturing implementation partner, and in this video, we are going to discuss where Kanban cards are used. Right? In a typical single piece flow or a continuous flow production, we don't have to use Kanban because all the processes are in sync with each other, that is in line, right? And the cycle times are matching, right? So there is no WIP buildup, and the product moves from one operation to another operation in a very smooth manner. So there is no WIP buildup or there is no bottlenecks in the process. Overall, everything flows smoothly. But there are some situations where the line will not flow. Right? There are some bottlenecks in the process, or there are some instances where you cannot establish a continuous flow system. So there are three instances or three situations where you will not be able to create a continuous flow. Number one is there are some machines which may be designed for a batch operation. For example, in a food processing industry, right, you have a baking machine, right? And the previous operation you are preparing the cookies or biscuits, and then they have to be baked. Right? If that baking machine is not in a continuous process, but as a batch, built as a batch production, right? Let us say the machine has a capacity of baking like 5,000 cookies in 1 hour. So what you need to do, you need to have this 5,000 cookies in a tray, and then you have to arrange it in the machine and close it, and then after 1 hour the cookies will be ready, right? So this machine is not planned or not designed to run in a continuous flow system, but rather it produces in batches. So in this case you cannot run a continuous flow, and you have to create that 5,000 pieces of batch as a WIP. This is the first situation. And then there are situations where the operations will have more cycle time or very less cycle time compared to the other operations. There is a big difference in the cycle time. Let me give an example of a stamping operation. Right, in a typical stamping operation will take 1 or 2 seconds per product, per piece. But if the next operation is a welding operation, right, this stamping operation will keep on producing, but the welding operation, let us say it takes 1 minute for a weld. So this stamping operation will overproduce or produce more than the next operation's requirement. So what will happen in between? There will be a lot of WIP pileup. So in this case, it's always better to have the stamping machine separately, and in between stamping machine and the next welding station there can be a supermarket. Right? There is continuous flow is not possible. So similarly, there are some cases where the cycle time will be very high. Right? If you take a gear hobbing machine or a gear teeth cutting machine, milling machine, let us take the cycle time is 3 hours, but the subsequent operation and maybe the previous operation, the cycle time may be 2 minutes. So in this case, this particular machine is going to take 3 hours. Next operation will have to wait for the product to get completed, but the previous operation will keep on producing the component. So WIP will be building up. So in this case also, this gear teeth cutting machine can be taken out of the line, and maybe we can use a supermarket and a Kanban system. So this is second situation. And the third situation is, there are some times where the product is sent outside for some subcontracting activities. It may be heat treatment, or it can be powder coating, it can be some other activity where the product moves from the company's campus to a different vendor outside, and then it comes back. The process may take 2 days or 3 days or maybe 1 week, depending on the distance of the supplier and also other factors. In this case also, you will not be able to create a continuous flow system. So what we need to do, we need to have a supermarket where we will store the components at a predetermined quantity, and the materials will be transferred to the subcontractor, and when the quantity reaches a particular level, the previous operation will produce the component and again refill in the supermarket. To manage this supermarket, the quantities, right, we use a tool called Kanban. The Kanban is a tool or like a token system or a visual trigger which will create an action. Right? If the Kanban is given, the withdrawal can be done, or if the Kanban is given to the production department, the production will happen. Right? It's like a token system. So Kanban and supermarkets work together and they are used to monitor and manage the WIP between the processes, where the processes cannot be put in a continuous line, right? There is a break, right? So there are three situations where you need supermarket and Kanbans, and this is how the supermarkets and Kanban help in managing the WIP. Right? I hope this particular video is very useful for you. If you want to learn more about lean manufacturing, consider subscribing to our lean master course and manufacturing leadership program. I have given the link in the description. There are many companies where they are using this program to train their supervisors and engineers on lean manufacturing. It will be very, very useful for you to implement lean projects in your company. Thank you very much for watching. I will talk to you in the next video. See you. Bye-bye.